Hello and welcome to the first ever Vegas Advantage live stream. John and I are in Oyo Casino. We're on the 18th floor with an amazing view of both Tropicana buildings, getting ready for the implosion. If you're not sure who we are a part of Vegas Advantage. We are player advocates here in Las Vegas. We help people visiting the city find the best rules and the best minimums on table games that they can in town. So thank you for those of you joining us tonight. Um, yeah. Hello, Funk Skunk and Mike. It's good to see you guys on here tonight. I'm ready to watch this thing blow up. This is John and I's third implosion. We've had the pleasure of getting to watch live. Our other implosions were the Riviera, and before that, the Clarion. So welcome to us tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to jump something in the chat. We are here to answer any questions that you might have about Las Vegas. Otherwise, looking out the window, some of the road closures are starting to affect the traffic in the area. Off camera, we're seeing some activity. Looks like some setting up of the drone show. Maybe some fireworks or something going on just off screen.
Yeah, just over by the MGM Grand exit is where something's going to happen, and we don't necessarily know what yet, but they pulled a bunch of stuff out of a shed in the middle of the property, and they're setting up what looks like it would be a New Year's Eve type fireworks show. But you look out the window to the left of the club tower, which is the left building you see, Giles and Reno Avenue run behind it. Reno Avenue is the one that runs between Excalibur and Luxor, and Giles curves over and runs over to Mandalay Bay, which becomes Hacienda. That's all closed, and there are police over there. In Tropicana, it looks like the highway's probably closed. We can see sirens in front of New York now. So I'm going to guess that you can't come down Tropicana anymore. The traffic is very light at this point. So imagine the next half hour, all these roads will be closed. Cars are still coming down Las Vegas Boulevard, but not as heavy as before. There's sirens down by Mandalay Bay. So my guess is that, yeah, you won't see too many cars going through here much longer. But that left tower that is the club tower, and it's probably about 350 feet from us, at least the closest point of it. When we saw the Monaco Tower Riviera blow up or implode, we were at the Spring Hill Suites in their parking deck. We got a room there, stayed the night, and we were about 700 or 800 feet away from that building. And it was more of a production. They had the Riviera sign lit on top of it, and there was a big production in the parking lot where the Landmark used to be. But they're not doing much of that. There's a media event over to the left across from Luxor, and that's really about it. There's no viewing areas. The sidewalks are going to be all closed. The pedestrian bridges have already been closed from MGM Grand in Excalibur to Tropicana for months, and they're going to clear everybody out. All the tops of the parking decks will have security. So it just doesn't seem like there's going to be any way to watch this out there easily unless you are really creative. Most of the spectators will be inside hotel rooms, I'm going to guess. But yeah, this is quite interesting. Haven't been this close to one of these. We watched the Clarion, which is also the Debbie Reynolds building, Debbie Reynolds Casino, from the Riviera employee parking deck. And it was a few days before the Riviera announcement of the closure. So we knew it was going to happen, but it had not been officially announced. And we thought it was weird that we would be seeing the Riviera implosion or the Clarion implosion from Riviera and knowing that Riviera was next.
Hello, Evil Lane Builds MC. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on out there anymore. So we're probably just going to talk some shop, and we have a friend in here with us, and we're just going to keep this on the property in case something happens. But if you have any questions, let us know. And for now, we just wanted to run the stream so we didn't miss anything. Because I imagine when we first got here around 9 o'clock, there was nobody on the property, and there are a lot of vehicles over about on the backside where Reno Avenue comes through. So I imagine a lot of people are going to show up. There's going to be activity. I believe they have to scour these buildings here to make sure everything is set up correctly and nobody's squatting in them. The Clarion Debbie Reynolds implosion was delayed by an hour or two because they found people inside of it right before it was supposed to implode. I don't know why somebody would do that. That sounds a little crazy, but
Once again, welcome to any new people joining us. We're here at Oyo on the 18th floor, overlooking both Tropicana casino buildings.
Were the people found in there? Were they transient?
I never knew the answer to that.
Yes, I don't think they ever said who was in the building or why. I just know that they had to go once they picked the people out. They had to walk all the way back through the entire building from start to finish again to clear it all over
Death
again.
wish if you were in that building, you got a sandwich and all that concrete and steel.
I think only someone mentally ill.
Yeah,
do something
exactly. And the thing is, when you watch these, they don't tell you anything. And what had happened is somebody had like a CB radio or something, a police scanner or something like that, and that's how the rumor got started. And later on, I was able to confirm that's actually what happened. But just like being stuck in the hotel room here instead of being out in the street, unless you're with the media event over there, you probably don't have any idea what's going on. And so. But yeah, I can't imagine what would possess somebody to decide that they were going to go inside a building that was scheduled for implosion in the next hour.
Yeah.
And so and it was a little 11-story building, I think. The lot is still vacant. They blew it up in 2015 and they never did anything with it. But that happens, Riviera is mostly still a parking lot. And, depending on how you believe the A Stadium is going to play out, this might be a parking lot for a long time. Bally's is the casino operator. They don't own the land. The Real Estate Investment Trust owns the land, and Bally's owns the casino operation, the licensure for it. They are struggling to build. They backed out of a Pennsylvania project. They are struggling to finance their Chicago project that they've already signed. They're obligated to build a hotel there. So I don't know where they're going to get the money from, but I believe the company is being taken private in there. That's how they're going to find their money one way or another. But this is a huge undertaking. Also, how do you put a casino on 26 acres with a 9-acre ballpark here? I mean, where the club tower sits on the left here is where the A's ballpark would be, assuming they figure this all out. And I don't know, they're going to have an L-shaped lot for the rest of that to build it on. Doesn't seem like enough land for what they want to do.
Wait, they want to put a casino on it with the stadium?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's going to be the A Stadium would be if you're looking on the screen, the left building, the club tower is going to be where that's going to. The A Stadium would be, and to the left, there's another, 500 or 600 feet to Reno Avenue there. So it would be in that corner. That's the southeast corner of the property, and then the casino would be closer to Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana. The renderings always show that the ballpark will be at the other corner, but it doesn't. From reading the design and stuff, that doesn't seem like what's going to happen. But there's going to be parking issues. What if the Golden Knights have a game? Have a game at the same time the A's do. Where's everybody going to park? If 30,000 people come to an A's game, now half of them be tourists, perhaps.
There's no way they can have enough parking here, period.
Well, that's
it's the A's.
We came down here one night. Yeah, well, what kind of local fan bases they're going to be? We don't know that. The thing about Las Vegas, Golden Knights was an expansion team, and 1 October had just happened, and that became a rally. And they had the incredible, that best expansion year team you could ever imagine. Well, when you relocate teams, if you go to a Raiders game here, it's half the fans in the standard for the other team if it's even that small. Well, when the A's talked about how they were going to have tourism, bring tourism here, if you did use their math, 80 or 90% of the people in the stands would be cheering for the other team. So it'd be just like how the Chargers don't have a home field advantage. I mean, it'd be about that bad. At least the Raiders probably have 25 to 50% of the people in the stands if they know the opponent is.
Yeah. Fire alarm tech guy 444 agrees with you. 444s. He says, I think putting a ballpark on the strip is a stupid idea. So you have some agreement there.
The Rio lot is perfect for it. The problem is that the law, it says word for word, it must be on this parcel you're staring at. It could arguably be on this Oyo property too. It says it has to be on the southeast corner of Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. They did that because Station Casinos wanted to put it on the Wild Wild West, and they've had the labor dispute with the culinary union forever. And so, I guess that's some speculation there. But they put that here to make sure that conversation was over. But I think most locals would agree. Rio has a gigantic parking lot behind its convention center. It seems like the perfect place for it, though the rumor now is that might be where the NBA arena would be, because the previous discussion, I think that fell through down there at Blue Diamond in Las Vegas Boulevard. But to put this on the Strip would be such a nightmare. Imagine the Golden Knights and the A's play a game at the same time. The game starts at 7 p.m. Then both the games get out at 10 p.m. or thereabouts. And you've got, the Golden Knights sell out at 18,000, I think. And you've got 30,000 at the A Stadium here. And even if half of them are tourists, you've got 30-something thousand people that need to get out of this intersection at the same time.
Even on foot, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry?
Even on foot, that's a lot.
Right. These pedestrian bridges, the game gets out, and MGM Grand is 7,000 hotel rooms or something like that. If all the MGM really wants this here because they own all the land around just about. So yes, to even get out and try to get across these pedestrian bridges or this little crosswalk where Tropicana used to come out on Tropicana Avenue. Yeah, how do you get out of there? It doesn't make any sense. The Rio parcel makes perfect sense. Yes, it would be hard to get people from the Strip to Rio. In the summer, nobody's going to want to do that. Tourists who come here from the north are not going to want to walk from Caesar's Palace to Rio. So I don't know I don't know what the resolution is, but I think if you're going to build a ballpark for Las Vegas, then the locals should have some consideration at least, It just feels that way. The Raider Stadium, you got to walk to it, but also most of those games are in the cooler weather. But by this time of year, usually not this year. Maybe only the first 2 home games are in 100-degree weather, and after that, it's perfectly fine to walk from Mandalay Bay to the Raider Stadium.
Yeah, so Fire Alarm Tech Guy also says, I wish they could have dismantled the Trop bit by bit or archived everything before they started tearing it down so they could rebuild it somewhere else. We kind of had that thought with the Riviera, especially when it was supposed to be a part of the convention center, that we thought it would have been really cool if they had actually preserved the old school Vegas lights of the Riviera on the Las Vegas Strip, and then they built the convention center to meet that wall of lights. But unfortunately, that was not the choice they chose. Now it's just a big giant parking lot that we're selling.
Yeah, because the Fontainebleau developer, I think, is interested in that land to do a mixed-use development. To the 10 or 12 acres at the front is the most valuable part of the property. But the funny thing about that is that if you go back and you figure out how much because the LVCVA, which is the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority, owns that land. And even if they sell that land for what they are asking for it, it'll be one of the worst real estate investments on the Strip ever during a huge bull market. And so there's just not going to be a whole lot of it was a terrible investment. And the convention center was supposed to be right across from Circus, because they talked about there's going to be a convention center entrance on the Strip. There's going to be a people mover that's going to take them to the old convention center. It's going to be the biggest convention center in the world, and that never came to fruition. That wasn't COVID's fault either. Those plans had fallen through before COVID, before conventions kind of slipped a little bit. There's police over here. I wonder if they're getting people off the sidewalk. It's just off the camera, I think. But police seem like they're starting to sweep the sidewalk. There's sirens in the MGM Grand exit, police sirens on the police lights, and they're down towards Las Vegas Boulevard too. So I'm going to guess we're going to get the closure real soon. But is there a way out of the backside of MGM Grand? I'm not sure. There may not be any way to get out of MGM right now once they close this road. Top Golf is back there, so maybe there is a way. I don't park there very often.
I just don't know if they're connected or not. There is that way to get through.
I think you can.
You think you can get out there?
I think so.
Okay. Well, then they aren't trapped like we are, because I think we're trapped.
I think they can get out
I just think they're trapped.
Yeah.
They said if you leave after midnight, don't expect to come back till 6 o'clock in the morning or something in the letter they sent us. I believe you can. Now that I think about it, it's not.
I think that
because MGM's signature is back there.
Yeah.
So there isn't a whole lot going on down there quite yet.
So thanks to those of you that have just joined us. We are once again from the 18th floor up at the Oyo Hotel, able to look at both of the Tropicana towers that are to implode. It's about 2 hours still away from implosion time, so feel free to hang with us if you would like. We're going to have the live stream just going in the background here, so you can kind of see what's going on. That is our view right out of our window of the Oyo Tower right now. So this is our view. I have a webcam hooked up to my laptop here, streaming. It's pressed up against our window here on the 18th floor. So this is our window view. We had to laugh. The windows kind of open, but they're not supposed to open. Luckily, I was able to open the window when we got here enough to clean both sides of the glass before we got started. But then we actually were visited by some Oyo maintenance crew that made sure our window is sealed so that nobody has windows open when this implosion goes off, which totally makes sense. But I'm definitely glad I got to wash both sides of the window so that we have a awesome view here of this implosion. Once again, about 2 hours if all goes on schedule, but we wanted to make sure we had the view ahead of time for any fireworks, drone shows, anything else that goes off. That we have a view and a stream of this going on. If you have any Vegas questions, feel free to type them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer what we can. But yeah, this is definitely super excited tonight about this implosion. Glad we worked out a partnership with Oyo to be able to get this amazing room of the Tropicana tonight.
Yeah, if you notice on Vegas Advantage, there are some Oyo banners that advertise $1 blackjack and $3 beers and shots. As terrible as the even money $1 blackjack game sounds, the theoretical loss on that's only 3 cents a hand, and so it's really not much worse than playing. You got a $5 6-5 game and a $1 even money game. The $5 6-5 game is going to hold 10 cents, and the $1 even money game is going to hold 3 cents. So there's one because it's 2% hold on. I'm sorry, I apologize, 6 cents because it's 2% hold on 5. No, it's 10 cents. I got that right. I'm trying to do math on the fly. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. There's 1 or 2 tables of that open downstairs here. Downtown Grand has that too, but this is the closest you get to the Strip for that. Jason here looked up the MGM Grand parking deck. It looks like you can get out the back side of that, and they're still letting people out of MGM Grand right now, though. There's police set up now at Tropicana in Las Vegas Boulevard. I think they're about to close that too. So as you look out the window here, the couple of things that come to mind about Tropicana that made it such a good deal down here, totally surrounded by MGM properties except for Oyo here. Tropicana had $25 3-2 double deck blackjack, and MGM pulled those games out 6, 7, 8 years ago. Now you have to pay at least $100 at an MGM property to get a double deck game. Like I said, you could play that for $25 over there. Also, Tropicana had the best bar video poker on the Strip. They had $1.97 double bonus, and also $1.59 deuces wild. The 9.7 double bonus is 99.11. 59 deuces wild is 98.91. If you're playing perfect on 5 coins. Today, I believe the best bar video poker is at Slots of Fun, which is that 15-9 game, deuces wild game. So that's pretty far up there. Most of these bar games are pretty bad.
Hi, Alan. We actually were able to barter for our room tonight. We're advertising with Oyo for Oyo. We have some banners and advertisement on our website is what we paid for the room. It only has one big window with a balcony kind of on it.
There's no floor on that balcony.
There's no floor on the balcony. It's a looks like a balcony outside the window, kind of.
It may have been a short step out balcony 30 or 40 years ago, but it's not today. You fall right through it.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, they at least opened up a lot nicer when it was first built.
When we were able to open that window when we got in here, I thought that probably shouldn't be allowed. It didn't seem like a great idea. So apparently that wasn't the plan.
Yeah, I agree with your fire alarm tech guy. I like the history of buildings and stuff too. I'm not always a fan when they implode stuff, but unfortunately sometimes, it's what happens. It's fun to watch stuff go up though. I love history as much as the next person, but I also like a good explosion. So yeah, it's sad, but I don't know. Hopefully there'll be something new that'll move in its spot.
New parking lot coming soon.
Yeah.
All right, I'm such a pessimist. I'm not such a pessimist. I mean, it could happen, but also Bally's could sell the rights to that casino to somebody else, and The thing about being down here is that you have all these MGMs around you that would feed your players. And if you had a regional casino company buy this, Penn Gaming owned this before Bally's did. And they also own M Resort here. They own Hollywood casinos throughout the country. The ESPN bets their sportsbook app. They were Barstool before that. Pretty large regional company, but they really couldn't figure out what to do with the property. Nobody's been able to figure out what to do with this property for, 15 years or more. We have a Tropicana deck of cards that we got. I used to go play an old Game Maker machine that dropped quarters over there that had video Let It Ride on it. I'd come visit it. I stayed one time in the little 3-story original building that was in front of the tower to the right there. Is that the Island Tower? I can't remember the name of it now. Paradise Tower, yeah. And so, but it just became unkept. They did a big, Miami type theme remodel in about 2011 or 2012. And I believe that was about the last dollar of improvement they spent on that. And, it's kind of hard if you're a regional casino operator to say, hey, come to my very dated Las Vegas Strip hotel that is surrounded by much higher end properties. I believe even Excalibur and Luxor were a star above Tropicana when towards the end, especially. But these are. It was a fun place while it lasted. But one of my favorite stories there is that one of my favorite games is Video Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and somebody I knew got hired at Tropicana as a host. This is about 2012 or 2013, and this person asked me, how can I get you to come down here and play? And I said, well, why don't you get one of these Video Ultimate Texas Hold'em machines? And so I said, that's it. She said that, or they said, that's great. So they got it for me. They put it back by the Havana room. So if you came up through the bus entrance, the back entrance, they had the little surface lot across from MGM. First thing you saw on the right was this. They had a poker room at the time, but I thought that it'd be better if they put it next to that. Then the poker room closed. Nobody ever played it but me. And so eventually that went away. But a friend of mine and I had a lot of fun on that game. If I ever see them, I have to play them because I like playing that game, and for $1 and it's faster. And I guess I'll just say, you can see a lot more cards in the video version of it. If your neighbor has one of your cards or not.
4.1%.
Is what?
4.1%.
Yeah.
For every player that you see their cards.
Yeah. So if you're a 5-player, I think 5 stations on those machines. So you're talking about a game is 99.9 something. Because the game holds 0.55, right?
Well, that's the element of risk, actually.
Yeah.
It only affects the edge on.
Right, because when you put the raises into the game, yeah. Yeah, so it rated your raises, and it paid you slot points on your raises, which is a nice bonus. We're out there. There are none of those machines in Las Vegas, by the way. If you live in North Carolina, I think Harris Cherokee has one still. Otherwise, I'm not sure where there are anymore. Rio has a stadium version of it, but it doesn't pay you on the blind. Doesn't pay you on the straight. Normally, you get 1 coin on the straight, and also it's shorted a full house. It pays you 2 instead of 3, so that's not a great alternative to it. I imagine that takes several percentage points, add several percentage points to the house edge. When I played it that one time, probably hit 15 or 20 straights in 2 or 3 hours, and so you figure that it took 15 or 20 bets from me plus a few full houses. So it cost me a good 5 or 10 bets an hour.
Catching up on comments.
Okay.
Start here now.
Yeah, is that what the going on? I saw the GG reading the comment from Light Tower. Yeah, I see there. It's not facing us. The Miller's on the sign on the Tropicana sign on Tropicana Avenue. On the other side, there was a GG. I was thinking good game at poker, you could say. So I was like, it'd be kind of funny to get that, but those signs face the other direction. Yeah, I'm not a huge pessimist about this, but is reason to have doubt about what's going to happen here. The ACE funding came in June of 2023 was when the special session was called, and it's October 2024, and it just doesn't feel like we're any closer to getting that funding. But a lot of things will be going on behind the scenes that we aren't privy to. They're not going to announce every step of the way. So, if they do build this, I won't be totally surprised, and I hope it works out well if they build this. I'm not going to cheer against it. I didn't like the Raiders Stadium either, but there are a lot of reasons to feel like it's helped around here some, or a lot perhaps. Let's look at some more comments here. Your friend paid $600 and said there's mold everywhere. Yeah, so yeah, like there's about $800 I think was the last posted price. When they announced the implosion, I went straight to the website here. It was about $275, and I thought that seems kind of high. And then I think when I finally contacted Oyo to offer them a deal where we're giving them advertising on Vegas Advantage for this, I believe it was up to $600 or $700, and it just kept going higher. Our room is, I mean, it's not modern, it's not new. I don't think it's dirty. It has some scuffs on the walls. There's nothing wrong with it. But I've also have heard from other people that their rooms were not as great. We're on the 18th floor. Maybe they take care of the higher rooms better. Whatever it is. But there's knowing what this room, it's better than what I expected based on the reviews that I've seen. Now, some of the common areas could use some work there. That's for sure. I lost my place there. Yeah, fire alarm tech guy. Yeah, so yeah, if we get a ballpark in a new hotel and in a new casino, there's nothing wrong with that. For now, we've lost Mirage's rooms, but by the time they would build this, Mirage would be back, or it may be called Hard Rock then. You've got the Fountain Blue inventory that has hit the market. I just don't know that. I don't know how many rooms they would want to put on this. I imagine 3,000 or 4,000. Is there a market for that for an independent company that doesn't have any other Las Vegas operations? I mean, it's a tough call. We haven't seen Circa is successful, but Resorts World has had a lot of licensing problems and scandals and whatever else and crime. I mean, there's just not a lot of good stuff going. We were in there on Sunday though when it was relatively busy. And so. Yeah, but when we're in there during the week, it's deserted, completely deserted. But Fountain Blue, there's no reason to believe that they're doing well at all. Circa was such a unique idea; it's kind of hard to do the comparison. And Durango's in its own world, and it's wildly successful. You can look at the local gaming reports, and you can see how busy they are.
But that's like literally in its own world.
Right, it's 7 or 8 miles to the closest casino, and they own one of them, and then it's like 7 miles from Orleans and 8 miles from Silverton.
Yeah.
And there's nothing south or west of it in the valley. And so it probably took a lot of bar business to put it on the books too. I bet some of those bars around there just hurting real bad because of that. I hate cheering against anyone who's willing to invest money here. That's part of why I dislike so much that people are like, oh, that project's not going to finish, or that casino's going to close, or whatever it is. No, I don't like cheering against this. When Sahara became SLS, there was a lot of talk about how they were going to fail. And I ran the numbers on it. The article's still online. And they were going to have to make, I believe it was $200 RevPAR. It might have been, that's revenue per available room. Might have been a little lower to just service the debt. That's before they paid anybody. And I thought, well, mathematically, I don't like their chances. Well, 2 years later, it wasn't SLS anymore. Maybe 3 years later. So, but, there's logic that says, yeah, there's going to be a problem. If you have to borrow a ton of money with the way interest rates are right now, the interest rates are probably part of what's holding everybody's financing back. If the A's could get 3 or 4% bonds, that we probably wouldn't be having this discussion. If Bally's could get 3 or 4% bonds, then they'd be able to build stuff. When they have to pay 7 or 8%, that's tough. That if you go back to before COVID, 2019, even after COVID, 2020, you could have got these bonds for 3% or something, and it's just not that way. 4% maybe. So that's if you need to borrow $1 billion to build something, then that's tough. And then to try to go refinance that, pay your bonds off later, just the legal fees and stuff would be brutal for that. More comments here.
Somewhere there.
Yeah, the Rio property will convert to a basketball arena for the NBA. Yeah, from Dennis there. Yeah, something ought to go there, right? I mean, that's the rumor right now. You know, if the A's were to build the stadium there, they'd have to go back to the legislature and get the law rewritten. I don't know. There's a ton of appetite to call another special session because they decided they wanted to build it somewhere else. So the NBA thing makes sense. Whatever it is, Dreamscape bought that property as a real estate investment, not just to own a casino. That whole back where people used to park for the World Series of Poker and for the other conventions, it's wasted and it's worth a fortune. So they need to do something with it. You could very easily build some sort of arena back there or a baseball stadium, whatever it is, and have plenty of parking to go with it, especially if you knock down half the convention center. You know, the employee parking lot's only a quarter full these days either also. Yeah, fire alarm guy here again. I hope the center of the club tower doesn't remain up like the elevator on the Clarion did. Yes, and I think the Monaco Tower Riviera did it fall to.
My understanding is that was on purpose or whatnot. That was not supposed to fall with the Riviera one.
Okay.
At least I don't know for the Clarion if that was intentional or a mistake.
They had to lasso it. They were out there the next morning trying to lasso it
My
down.
understanding with the Riviera is they knew that the elevator core was not going to come down with the rest of the building. So yeah, I don't know what the plan or not is. I like to watch stuff blow up, but I'm not a engineer on how stuff blows up.
I never stayed in this tower, either one of these towers, because one time I stayed there was in the little 3-story that's long gone. Is that a stairwell or an elevator at the end of this? It seems like it'd be more of a fire exit. But I never stayed in it, so anybody can correct me there if I'm wrong. But the elevators would often not be at the one end of the building.
Good morning, Gary Bo. Yes, Tropicana will become like so many of the roads around here that will be named for a casino that doesn't exist anymore. We were laughing even the other day when you go, was behind everything, what's the road that runs parallel to Las Vegas? Behind, like over here, Cohol, and you run across Hard Rock that doesn't take you into Hard Rock. Hard Rock takes you to...
That's off Paradise, yeah.
Yeah, it takes you to Virgin, casino.
The lighted street sign still says Hard Rock on it.
Right.
But yeah, we've got Hacienda, because Mandalay Bay was Hacienda, and we've got Tropicana, and so it's gone. Flamingo's still there, but Desert Inn isn't there anymore. That's a win now. And then for years, SLS was on Sahara, but now it's Sahara again. But you know what they did that I didn't like was when they knocked Riviera down, they changed Riviera Boulevard to Elvis Presley Boulevard or something like that, because Westgate had a Elvis Presley show or museum or something like that. And I thought, we can't even let Riviera have a name. We let Hacienda keep its name, but I don't think anything had a Riviera address. And so that was probably a lot easier than trying to rename Hacienda. There's a 15-mile long road that
you have Desert Inn, right? There's so many roads in this town that are history and no longer standing casinos.
Yeah, so Flamingo and Sahara will be the last two left, and Sahara gets an asterisk because it wasn't called that because it closed for about 3 years, and then 2 or 3 years it was SLS.
Yeah, temporary name change.
Yeah. We're going through more comments here.
So again, great view. Thank you. Yes, we're excited about our view. Once again, for those of you just joining us, we are on the 18th floor at the Oyo Hotel and Casino with our view here of the two Tropicana towers waiting for their implosion. I see their shining lights, it looks like, all over the club tower right now. So I don't know if they're getting ready for something. They're looking for peoples in the building, but there's some light action going on over there.
So what was that comment about the Riviera was 2 pieces, the Monaco Tower fell? See, in our video, it felt like something was up, but yeah, it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, so. I'd have to go back and rewatch the video.
Because they blew up Monte Carlo on a separate night, and we didn't watch that one. The Monte Carlo Tower was the one that had the open balconies.
Okay. That
we went up, we actually bought a piece of furniture out of it.
Yeah, I regret that I didn't buy the other dresser. Yeah, we actually have 3 pieces of furniture from the Riviera. As well as a bunch of different signs and other things.
So all the big YouTubers are scrambling for a view like it was being shoved around by Metro. Yeah, but as we understood that there was not going to be a good way to try to watch this from the street. Oyo says if you want to go outside and watch it, you'd have to go across the other side of Duke Ellington, which is the road that comes out at the traffic light behind Oyo. And I think their hotel would obstruct almost all of that view. Yeah, they're shining lights up, and I guess they're looking
for... Yeah, they're shining that on.
It's going to be cool when that comes down. You'll be able to see Luxor behind it. Because right now, I mentioned on Twitter that it looks like a little stairways leading up to it. But when that comes down, the light will shine right above it. The parking lot, am I missing one here?
Here.
Circa has 700 rooms. That area could easily absorb the inventory, and it's the only new build. Main Street Station was the last new build downtown, and I believe that was 1985. And so, that was a 35-year break between new downtown properties. Now, Golden Nugget did build the Rush Tower in 2009, I think. Sounds right. Downtown is its own very unique market. It's a lot more as a percentage gambling business than the Strip does. Though that seems to be deteriorating lately, actually. I think some of the lower quality has run people off. The slot returns are lower than they have been in the last few years. When we did the plaza on the corner of Main Street, we talked about that with Jonathan Johnson. And he had a little theory about how it had tightened up some. His place hasn't tightened up, or not much at least. But that's it's two different markets. That's what I love about Las Vegas. Even the locals market has several segments. You've got Orleans and Gold Coast that have about half tourists and half locals. But then you've got places like Suncoast or Rampart that are 80 or 90% locals. So from Light Tower 2, the lighting on the Tropicana Implosion is just like the Stardust. And so they seem more lit up now, right? Because they weren't lit up at all. We're having to use the Excalibur lights, I think, in the background. It's like they're more lit now than they were.
Well, hello from Australia there. I don't think we really we weren't in the Stardust, right? Stardust was...
I went to a convention at Stardust. I think the Global Gaming Expo used to be there. My online poker days, I met the Absolute Poker people it had Stardust in 06, might have been 05. It was the last year it was open. I'm running. It all runs together.
That's when the kids were little, and John. I didn't get to come to Vegas trips with John. Mel Bass says it was unplanned, but hubby, kids, and I got to watch Stardust get imploded from the Circus parking garage. We got covered in Stardust dust.
Yeah, you got to run fast after the building falls.
Yeah, when we watched the implosion of the Riviera from the Spring Hill Suites behind it, we were lucky we were able to go straight from the parking garage into the hotel to hide from the dust.
So David there's asking about where to watch it outside. I mean, I imagine most of these casinos aren't going to let you watch from the top of the parking decks. I just don't know. The media staging area is over in the old fairgrounds behind Tropicana there, and I think you have to have a media credential to get in that. And over where they film, is it American Ninja Warrior, is where the employees are parking who are part of the demolition crew here, and everything else is obstructed by other buildings. I just don't know unless you could get.
What about yourself on Big Boulder? There's something down there obstructing it.
You might could watch it from where the old Ferris wheel thing, that observation tower, there's two posts sticking up out of the ground. You ever notice that? It's across Mandalay Bay. You might could go down there, but I just don't know. We've been trying to talk with other with some. We have a friend who's out there who's talking about he might join us, but he really wanted to watch it outside too. Yeah, I get that idea. I get why you would want to do that, but also I wrote an article last week about how you're gonna have to run, because that dust cloud comes at you. And the Monaco Tower at Riviera did not have any asbestos in it because it was built in the mid '80s. The Paradise Tower here was also built. No, I apologize. I can't remember which one now came first.
Paradise is further in the clubs here.
But which one was built? One of these was built in the '80s, and one was built in like '78 or '79. I don't remember when they stopped putting asbestos in hotels, but I believe that one of them had some and the other one didn't have any at all. But I'm don't quote me on that.
Yeah, but we totally understand the chaos, David. That's totally why we went ahead and planned out this room. John, I made him take me to 93 casinos last year for our anniversary, and this year I decided I'd be a little kinder. We'd delay the celebration, and we'd sit tight in a hotel room and watch something implode instead.
So our friend here, he went to 92 casinos. He holds, I guess you could say he's in third place because Christina and I tie for first. we joke he was our bodyguard. But he went around with every one of these casinos except one. The one he didn't go into was Stage Door, which is right behind Cromwell on Flamingo Road. We were going to places that had full gaming licenses, which means they had more than 15 machines.
And ticket in, ticket outs.
And ticket in, ticket outs, because we didn't go to a couple that were hand pays. And so, yeah, we even called around to a few of the obscure locals joints and play, hey, do you do tickets or hand pays, just to figure if we could map it out. So he didn't want to be a part of the record. He wanted to let us have it. And Stage Door wouldn't let you bring backpacks in. And since we walked there from Encore, and we were going all the way to Mandalay Bay before we got our next ride, we were backpacking it so we would have water and snacks and whatever else. And so he stayed outside and held our backpacks while we got wanded by metal detectors and went in there and played. But we also had a bad experience in there because the one video poker machine that wasn't at the bar, I put my dollar into and it froze. And so we had to play Buffalo slots there.
Yeah,
right?
Buffalo slots.
Because we mostly played Keno, just so we wouldn't have to think. And
well, we played our anniversary numbers. That way we didn't have to think about what the strategy was or like how many polls. So we played Keno. Stage Door and Rio were the two places where we were forced to play Keno, forced to play Buffalo slots because Keno was unavailable.
Yeah, Rio had just taken the property, the casino management over on October 2nd. Our anniversary was on the 5th. They did not have any video poker machines on the floor yet. They had slot machines in the old poker room, and that might have been it. Their operations were really limited at that point. So instead of wasting a bunch of time trying to see where they were in there, we just played Buffalo, whatever slot it was that we came into there. But yeah, Stage Door is the one that he didn't go to. So 92 casinos here and with us with our 93.
I got panhandled, so you didn't have to.
Did somebody come up to you?
Oh, yeah. Cigarettes and change.
And you didn't give you one?
No.
You rented their whole 3 backpacks.
Yeah.
I have no change and I don't have a cigarette.
And it was like, what, 2:30 in the morning?
Yeah, it was busy.
The Oakland A's will have 80 scheduled home games in the new stadium. The A's will be charging over $1,000 tickets to the Sacramento. Yeah. You know, and who knows what happens in Sacramento. The thing about the Sacramento market is that they'll be able to keep their TV deal, as I understand it, with the Bay Area. And so that's very lucrative. You know, San Francisco is a huge TV market. Las Vegas is like number 35 or 40, whereas I think San Francisco's top 5 or right around 5th. So you have to think about things like that, too. If they get up there and somebody offers them to build them a stadium, then who knows what will happen with that.
Yeah, we know there's no public viewing anywhere, according to Metro. That's part of the issue that people are having tonight. Is it's kind of everybody fend for themselves out there, and since there's not really a public viewing area, it's making it hard for people to try to watch this outdoors. Hence, once again, why we're watching this from the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel.
Yeah, we planned ahead.
We planned ahead. We're talking again about the Stardust. Yeah, the Circus had huge fans. We were told that our HVAC system would be turned off before the implosion. It has not been turned off yet. But
they warned us that we might have several hours of that air conditioning, though. There must be a main circuit breaker. We can't figure out. These are like window units that here's no central air.
Yeah, but the thought is, as I see in a later comment further down, asbestos is present. Yes, we know that's part of why they're having us. That's why they came in, made sure our window was sealed closed. They literally came in, screwed it closed, make sure that the windows don't open. As well as, like I said, they told us that sometime after midnight, our AC would be cut off to do that. People trying to live stream from the streets keep getting pushed back. Yep, that's why we got ourselves our room.
Yeah, I can see it, too. I see the police going to the pedestrians, and I can see them hassling them from the window all over the place.
Yeah. The implosion is supposed to be at 2:30. They told, according to reports, there's supposed to be a drone show, 11 minutes or 7 minutes or something beforehand.
Yeah, 5 or 7 minutes, something like that.
So that's part of why we just have the feed going. That way we don't miss anything. Thanks. Yes, it is a beautiful view. We're super excited that we got this high of a floor up here. Once again, we're on the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel with just a perfect view here of the 2 buildings. I can't wait to watch them.
I'm just not even sure that club tower is a football field from us. It just feels like I could just almost jump to it from the 18th floor here. It's crazy how close that building is.
Somebody says they pre-covered all the AC units at Oyo. Like I said, the hotel front desk told us that we would be possibly cut off, so we're just passing on the information we were told. So We just made the room a little more cool so that if it does get cut off, we won't overheat in here.
When the maintenance people came in and drilled our windows shut, I asked them about that. Neither one of them had any idea what I was talking about. So it could be the person at the front desk didn't have good info.
Yeah, it could be some misinformation.
But we like her a bunch because, you know, we did the $20 trick and got the top floor that isn't a suite. So, hey, you know. Going through more of the comments here.
Yeah, pretty insane how stripped down the Trop looks. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how much they gut these before they implode them. I'm going to guess they strip anything worthwhile. All the copper and stuff's been taken and sold for scrap and anything else that they can.
Yeah, there's huge piles of concrete that I imagine that they've taken the steel off that they've already gotten out of the property, recycled it, and below, you just can't see the picture. Yeah, maybe you can. There are big piles of concrete that I imagine that they're going to go turn into roads or something after they're going to recycle that and get down here. It looks like pretty clean gravel. And yeah, the schedule is 2:30 a.m. Pacific time for this, but these tend to run late. It wouldn't surprise me if it's 30 to 90 minutes late. They need to get it done by probably 4 a.m. just to get the roads reopened for rush hour in the morning. It's still a day for everybody to work, and they'll need to do shift changes at these MGM casinos around it.
Once again, just reiterating times. Yeah, 2:30 a.m. Pacific time is when the implosion is supposed to start. Like I said, fireworks are supposed to let us know ahead of time, or drone. I'm honestly not sure which one is supposed to happen because I've kind of heard both drone and fireworks on that end. But we should have some sort of show here before the buildings implode in about another hour and a half here.
Well, it looks like we will have another guest here in a moment. Our friend is trying to get here, but he says all the sidewalks and roads are closed, is what I'm gathering from his text. I don't know which direction he's coming from, but I suppose it's from the Strip. And if you look out here, there's almost no cars left out here. If I look down at Mandalay Bay, it looks like, yeah, they're turning people around, maybe they're making them go down Hacienda or go down Reno Avenue behind Luxor. But yeah, the traffic out here is just about zero.
Yeah, that Barren space is pretty crazy. You think that used to be a casino just months ago, but yeah, it's literally just a lot of dirt now between two pretty much gutted out hotel towers there.
Yeah, I never realized how far apart those towers were until they destroyed everything in between them. And you really tell, I mean, those towers are definitely further apart than the club towers to us. It's crazy. But I guess when they decided to build the second tower, they had to do that because the casino probably sprawled, and that the decision was to go that route.
Hello, Ray from Missouri. Thanks for joining us. I know it's super late or early, I guess, however you want to look at that for those of you further east.
So to answer Dave's question here, we did a trade with Oyo, and so they are an advertising partner for us. And so if you go to VegasAdvantage.com, our website, you'll see banners from them on pages that are banners at the top, and then banners that are applicable to their business, like their $1 blackjack game. And they also have $5 craps downstairs and $5 roulette. So it's perfect for the type of visitor for our website who's looking for great value. So it's a good fit for both of us, and we've been here 14 years, and Vegas Advantage is 6 years old, so almost 7 really. And you get to get these relationships with these casinos, and you go, hey, we've got this idea, we've got this thing, and you've got that. How about we make a trade? And we've just learned over the years that these casinos are pretty easy to work with. They want the exposure. Vegas Advantage built up a good brand, and so we've it seemed pretty easy. Contacted them a few days later. We had the deal worked out, and very happy with it. They're very responsive.
The upcharge, if you paid for it, varied depending on how soon you got your room. Like I said, the room started out close to $300 a night and quickly jumped up to close to $900.
If you booked it today with tax and resort fee, I think it'd cost you $1,000, and they made you book a second night. And so you had to pay $200 for tomorrow night or $150 for tomorrow night. So it's $1,200 for 2 nights.
Yeah. We hope the power of the internet doesn't go out. Also, we do plan on recording on some cell phones a little closer to the actual implosion, so we can have backup video of the implosion itself if there's a disconnect.
We've had that paranoia, yes.
Yeah.
But it's a gamble we decided to take. We have 2 internet connections. One's on the cell towers outside, one's in the hotel here.
But if we lose power, this connection will go, and you'll have to watch the video later.
Hopefully the power doesn't go out for 20 or 30 seconds, and then we get that'd be a real bummer. But
But when I checked the internet speed earlier, the Wi-Fi speed was amazingly fast. So hopefully that continues, and we get to continue this great feed all throughout the implosion.
There's a Metro police officer below our window. You can't see, right? There's no way you can see it.
No.
So I saw a security golf cart go by, but there's a cop just backed in here against the wall between the properties. And I imagine that's if you go down there and start wandering around, he's going to yell at you in a second.
On that wall.
And there's a security guard wandering over the top of the parking deck over here, which would be a great view if you weren't getting sprayed with dust, within a minute. So they're not letting you up there either. And we were in the elevator with one of the security guards, and he was talking about his job tonight was to stand at the elevator and go back and forth to make sure nobody was in there. Because you can't, there's walls in the lower levels of the parking deck, so there aren't openings on the lower levels. You'd have to be at the top to see it. Otherwise there's no, there's no opening.
Yeah, we got pictures from there the other day, so we know.
we went wander around parking deck last week.
They have that all, there's some material hanging down there too that's not normally there in the garage, I'm sure to prevent the dust.
Yeah,
I
some
agree. More
plastic hanging
asphalt we
down.
remove, the better, but we're not sure what's going to replace here. It might actually just be more asphalt, unfortunately, if it's a big, giant parking lot. One lady on the street told Metro, I've got 3 people on speed dial ready with bail money. Yeah, you're taking a chance, definitely watching this from the streets tonight. Both drone and fireworks. I've heard the same thing. Like I said, I've seen some articles that said drone, some said fireworks, some have said both. Either way, yeah, I think we've got a great view. My only concern is that we might not be high enough to see the fireworks, but I'm okay because the buildings imploding is what I'm here for. Fireworks are fun, but buildings exploding are better. Nice for them to schedule at mid-morning for those of us in the UK. I don't think it was scheduled for you guys, but I'm glad that you're able to take advantage of the nice timing here.
If somebody was in Australia, and I can imagine that's almost dinner time in Australia, right? About 14. When I was there, it was 13 or 14. I can't remember now. I went there in '98, and I think it was about 14 hours old. I was there for the Super Bowl that when the Broncos beat the Packers in the '98 it was.
All right. Yeah, we did. Thank you, Tony. We definitely did good pre-booking this room. Like I said, my joke to John was this was my anniversary present this year. Instead of 93 casinos, I'll take a great view of an implosion. The timing just worked out really nice. For the excuse, Dennis is telling us that fireworks are scheduled first, and the pyrotech drones will show just before the implosion. Awesome.
Sounds great. No double show.
Yeah. All right. Ray made sure he took a nap and slept earlier.
16 hours ahead of Australia.
Yeah.
Depending on which times you slept.
Yeah, I wish I'd slept earlier, but we actually spent earlier today at GTB, so we've had a long day, and we're just pretty much planning on tomorrow being a waste as we recover.
Yeah, we probably won't be at G2E tomorrow.
I don't know. I have a prize I might need to win at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
What some of our friends have a game called 3-Shot Poker that's at Flamingo and Harris here. You can play it for $5. It's kind of like triple barrel 3-card poker is what they call it, right? But they have a 5-card Pai Gow game that they're trying to get on the floor here. And if you make a top 3 best 5-card hand, then you could pick one of the prizes, which were one was an
Apple Watch, a Nintendo Switch, and some noise canceling headphones.
Yeah. And so Christina has a 3rd place hand at the moment. She got dealt a straight.
It was when we left. I don't know whether it's still on the board. So we're gonna go back. Better.
But yeah, if you're ever at Harris and Flamingo and want to play a little $5 table game, it's pretty fun. 3-Shot Poker is what it's called.
So once again, we are in Oyo. We're on the 18th floor in the Oyo Hotel, getting to watch this implosion. So that is where we were able to secure our view for this implosion. Yeah, the camera. I literally have a webcam propped up on a stand pressed up against the glass window. The window, luckily, was able to open earlier, so I was able to walk both sides so that my camera has an amazing view. Scooby-Doo, it's still standing because they're blowing it up in another hour and a half. Yeah, we're just pretty much having a chance to watch this. Timings are imperfect on these things, so we figured to be ready to better be here too early than to show up too late.
They're putting spotlights on the
yeah, they're putting spotlights on the club tower again. I don't know what they're. So SECR says there's a ton of people on the sidewalk in front of the Luxor. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have a chance to keep their view. It's possible to get hurried off before the implosion, but I hope that the people have a safe view. They get to enjoy it there.
It's gonna be a dusty spot too.
Yeah, it does. I feel like at least it'll be less dusty than on this side because they're expecting the dust, I believe, to come this direction.
The winds would normally blow west to east, and
so normally they're expecting the dust to come east. So hopefully,
turn off the AC before.
How do we know it was going to be imploded? We just follow a lot of different news sources, and it's something I like to watch buildings implode. So we were totally looking out for this.
There was a press release about 60 days ago, and the rumor was always the first or second week of October, based on several factors, and so it turned out to be that way.
So. Interesting to think that we could get. So Tony Jazz says there's new technology in drones. Fire drones has never been displayed in the U.S., so this will be a first. That'd be pretty cool.
Right.
Hopefully, like I said, my camera angle's not too low not to miss out on some of the upper stuff. But like I said, I had to pick an angle and stick with it, so we decided to go with the wide view of the buildings. So on that end. Okay, good. A solid disaster recovery plan. So thank you, Dave, Ivy. We're definitely excited to be getting to do this stream. Yes, we got a 6 spot, unstoppable driver. So definitely. And then it says Colby is asking, are people not at the MGM parking garage? I went to the Riviera one, and the Circus parking lot was packed. I don't know.
We can't see it from here.
Yeah, we can't see the MGM parking garage from here. It's possible that there are people there.
It's kind of behind us to the right, and we're facing due west.
Yeah, I don't know how much the outbuilding of the MGM Grand itself would block part of that view or whatnot, because it comes out a little bit there on the MGM Grand. It's got like
and
that
if it's
little...
behind us, because Oyo also has a hotel tower that goes east to west along the frontage of Tropicana Avenue, so you might be able to see the Paradise Tower.
Yeah.
Did I finally get that right?
Yes.
Paradise Tower.
Yes.
But I imagine this club tower is probably obstructed by the other Oyo hotel building, which is probably 10 or 12 stories tall.
Right. So we're not sure who's over there. We watched the Riviera one from the Spring Hill Suites. We did the same kind of thing. We got a room. We were those parents that took our daughter with her out of school to watch a building implode. To be fair, I think she was doing online school at the time, so we didn't take her out of school. She just did her classes later in the day. So we actually got a hotel room so that we could all crash after the implosion as well as hide from the dust. So this was a pretty easy thought.
So somebody's asking about the New York parking deck. We could see it from here, and I zoomed my phone in as close as it could go, and I can't tell if anybody's up there.
I just saw someone walk across up there on the roof.
Okay.
It's just one person.
Well, it could be a security guard.
That's a good security chasing people off or something.
It's just too far away to see in the dark because there's not much lighting behind it, so I'm not entirely sure. And I did see a letter to guests at Excalibur that told them you can't be on their parking deck and you can't go out the front doors between 1:30 and I don't know if it was 3:30 or 4 or something like that. And they told you see the front parking lot's totally empty. They said nobody could park. That's valet, I believe, but they said that everything was going to move to the back over there. So I imagine
a lot of people walking out there on the strip.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll corral them come 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's possible to be closer. There'll be some more action on the streets, pushing people back.
We're still seeing people walk across the crosswalk where the Tropicana exit on Tropicana Avenue used to be, which is across from the MGM Grand exit. Not as many now. I do see a couple of people out there, but the only cars that seem to be on Tropicana Avenue now are coming out of MGM Grand. So I think Tropicana is officially closed. I can see the sirens up by New York, and I haven't seen a car come down Tropicana westbound in a while unless they pulled out of MGM Grand. So I think everything's closed up. But yeah, we just can't see most of these other parking decks from here.
Yeah, so OU is one of the 2 casinos in town that deals $1 blackjack. So definitely a great game to play if you want to play even money blackjack for cheap. Like I said, even though it's even money at $1 a hand, it's still a pretty good game to play, especially if you want to play on a budget. Hello, Tiffany from Denver, Colorado. Glad you're able to join us tonight.
We were just there a few weeks ago.
Yes.
2.5% gain?
So yes, this is this is going to be our view when the implosion happens. The camera is literally set up, propped, and ready to go. I made sure that was for one of the first things we did when we got in the room was figure out how we wanted to set up the camera to make sure we had the best view possible. So yes, we're super excited about this implosion. Somebody's telling us the wind is blowing east out there. Subble driver is says I can see the New York parking from your view, but can't see if people are on it. Yeah, same kind of thing here. Las Vegas Channel 8 News will have live coverage as well. Says Dennis. Yeah, I saw that. I feel like there was probably a couple of stations that are doing it. The news stations are to the left of our view here, so they will have the implosion from a different angle than what we have.
Okay. In this article, I didn't.
Yeah, Old School Vegas, kind of sad to see them go. Yeah, it's always that mixed experience watching the old buildings go. It's always sad to see a piece of history leave us and no longer be with us. But unfortunately, some of the buildings. It just gets hard to be. It gets hard, I think, for these casinos and these hotel buildings to be renovated and renovated and renovated and still kept up to people's expectations. People come to Vegas, they want a certain experience, and slumming it isn't always on the list of experiences people want to have, and so it's hard to keep those old buildings alive sometimes. So it'll be interesting to see what's new. Sad to see it go, but exciting to watch them implode. Jake, thank you for sharing your view and experience. We're so excited and glad we get to share this experience with you.
Yeah, one thought about these old buildings here is that when they get neglected for long periods of time, there become serious problems with trying to go rebuild them. And at some point, you just think we got to knock them down. Circa considered briefly of keeping one of those Vegas club towers, but they've just been left to crumble. And the thought was there's just too much work to be done to them. And so when something gets neglected for a decade, I think so at some point, especially if you want to build a baseball stadium, it becomes that problem too.
Yes, this is actual live video footage right now. I am streaming this live from our hotel room. For those of you that are just joining us, this is our room from Oyo Hotel, the 18th floor. This is a live video stream going on. So this is going to just continue to stream until it's pretty much a big cloud of dust on my screen and you can't see anything else. Although we'll probably keep it running and just see what remains at the end.
Yeah, we'll just see them because they came out recovered right away at Riviera. They were out there not but a half hour, I think.
Yeah.
We might let it keep running. We can't go anywhere. We're trapped here.
No, I know. My hope is just that the first implosion doesn't overly dust the second implosion. That's my one fear, knowing it's coming at us.
And it doesn't knock our internet out and knock our power out too.
Yeah. So
we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
We don't think it though. We think the Spring Hill Suites didn't lose its power Riviera.
No,
it's about as close as the Paradise Tower.
Yeah, I feel like we were just as close.
I think
so this is live footage. So 2:30, so about a little more than an hour, we should start seeing fireworks or drones going on. A combination. The scheduling and stuff like that hasn't been really open. Like I said, they're not really making this necessarily a public event. So I feel like a lot of this information isn't as openly out there as it was for like the Riviera implosion, which we were able to kind of watch from the backside. Riviera implosion had showgirls and a whole bunch of different people showing up with a whole bunch of different.
The Goodmans were there. Even though it wasn't in the city. And they had big.
And it was a big fanfare for the Riviera.
Because the LVCVA bought it, and it was for the expansion of the convention center. So it was a big public relations party for them. And so, there was a lot of reason for political reasons, I guess, for them to promote it because it was all part of. they got their money from the same law that gave the Raiders their stadium money.
Yeah.
So a big windfall came from them, and that was the part of the celebration because they used that money to buy the Riviera and expand the convention center.
Yeah, the webcam is plugged directly into the laptop, so as long as the laptop has power, then the camera will have power. Honestly, the Wi-Fi would be the biggest concern if we lost power. If we don't have power, we're not going to have internet, and so then we're not going to be able to see you anymore, or you won't see us anymore. We are planning, like I said, for those of you just joining us, to also record the video on some cell phones, so that if for some reason there's an issue, we'll actually have other additional footage of the implosion.
Yeah, if we go offline, just disconnect from this feed and then go back and look, and we'll have a second feed going from cell phones.
So we'll definitely try to get online as fast as possible. If there is a hiccup in this, we're not, like I said, we're prepared if there's a hiccup, but we're not planning on a hiccup on that end of things. Ooh, everything moved real fast there. Hello from Grand Prairie, Texas. D for Delilah. Nice to have you join us tonight. So we're getting confirmation that Tropicana is 100% closed coming from the west side of the strip. Obviously, we can see the traffic. The webcam looks a little less live now than it did before. Now that you can't see the cars driving on the streets, you kind of see a little bit of flashing lights, but the car's not driving up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. Is definitely making this obvious on that end of things here.
Yeah, they're about 15, 20. Oh, there might be 30 to 50 people out there in front of MGM Grand. I bet they won't be there when this happens. I bet they're clearing that out before. If you look on Las Vegas, so somebody confirmed the Tropicana is closed on both sides. If you can't see it from our feed, but we can look out the window into the south and see they have it closed at Mandalay Bay, and they're forcing everybody to turn left onto Mandalay Bay, which becomes Hacienda. So they have to go by the Raider Stadium and probably go up a Valley View or something to come back to Flamingo or however, because you can't come back Tropicana.
So I'm glad we could share this with you, Lisa. She says this was the first place she ever stayed in Vegas back in the day. The cam has backup power. Like I said, it's not the camera or the laptop I'm worried about as much as if we have an issue there. The Wi-Fi is going to be what goes. I hope our view is better than News 8. Obviously, I want the best view possible because I'm a little greedy that way.
So their vantage point is they are across from Luxor right now. So if you know where the McDonald's is across from Luxor, they are in that vicinity where the old fairgrounds were, where the horrible thing happened. And so that's where they're filming from. So they are, I don't know, 6 or 8 times. They must be 2,000 feet from the building. I don't know, at least 1,000. So yeah, we're half as close, if not more than that, to this building.
So Tony says he's watching from the International Space Station via Starlink. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know how that works in the dark or whatnot, but all right, be interesting with you there. 5 Green Acres says it looks like it's just steel. Looks like all the walls have already been removed.
That is correct. It's
correct.
Been stripped of the steel reinforced. One of the buildings is made of steel beams, and I believe that's the Paradise Tower. That's what it looks like from here. And the other one's made of steel reinforced concrete. So they're blowing them up in 2 different ways. One, they're putting like a heat infused copper. Maybe somebody in the comments can explain this better. They put copper wire in there, and they're going to heat it up, which will compromise the integrity of the steel frame, and that one will collapse. The other one they're going to use dynamite on, the one that's concrete. So these will be 2 different types of explosions because the buildings were not made of the same material. Cool.
So fire alarm tech guy says, feel like the Tropicana could have been renovated 1 or 2 more times. The problem was Tropicana was too neglected. That's the problem in the chain of command. Sometimes you could pick up a property, want to renovate it, but if the previous owner in front of you let it neglect too hard, there's not a whole lot you can do to fix those things. So,
and even if you came upon, this has been neglected so long that it felt hopeless. This property, what do we call it in our disadvantage awards?
Property and hospice.
Yeah, a casino and hospice. Yeah, it was so depressing to go in there at the end.
So he's saying, New A's. My friend is the son of the owner of a demolition company. That's pretty cool. There would be a bigger and better casino. Real estate's hard to find on the strip. That's true. It's hard to tell. We'll see what progresses here. We obviously hope for the best because we want success. Did we make sure our webcam will not move before the implosion to the building shaking? It's actually pretty wedged up against the window.
It's up on a tripod
yeah,
between a bar that would keep you from falling out of an open window.
We secured it as good as we could for the situation. I mean, if it shakes, it's because all of us are shaking, and we'll just be a part of the experience. The implosion will be a little bit of shaking with the implosion going on.
When they came in and fixed the window, when they nailed it shut, they didn't disturb. You didn't have to fix the angle again, right? And he hammered the hell out of that.
Well, he screwed it. Yeah,
he had a drill.
He shifted it.
He shifted it and shook. He opened it to make
sure. He actually opened and closed the window on my camera, and it didn't shift the location of my angle. So I feel pretty confident.
It's a reasonable concern, and we've thought about that. It's wedged in there pretty good. And I think if he slammed that window like he did and then drilled right around it and didn't mess it up, we're probably in good shape. That's why also we said we're going to have cameras. We're going to use cell phone. That way we can get on the tower.
Backup just in case.
Yeah, we're going to have a backup plan. So yeah, if anything happens to this feed, just log back out and then go find us, and we'll be up, hopefully within a few seconds.
Someone saying at Paradise Tower said they could feel the sag in the floor. That wouldn't surprise me, especially the age of the building. 5 Green Acres, it looks more like a parking garage, now walls. I'll be surprised if there's any dust at all. Oh, no, you'll be surprised at how dusty this is. The Riviera and the Clarion were pretty much stripped about the same way, looked about the same, but man, the video, it almost looks like, that apocalypse movie when that big giant black cloud is coming at you after the implosion. So yeah, the concrete turns into quite a big giant mess of dust. And there's reinforced steel and, like I said, one of those 2 towers also. So that's part of why they're not wanting people outside too close, because obviously they don't want people being hit by the projectiles if there's any bigger chunks and stuff like that. On that, and hopefully nothing comes, our direction. Says Dennis says, I think Lone Wolf Rick was supposed to have a room in the Oyo Casino as well. So Trop had serious plumbing issues. Says Poster Vegas. Wouldn't surprise me. Wilson said, with the age of buildings comes the age of other things. We've lived in enough houses in Las Vegas that have had plumbing issues simply because the water wasn't used often enough. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. So once again, yeah, there are no walls. They try to remove, I think, as much of the stuff as possible ahead of time for 2 reasons. Obviously, there's a lot of materials that can be recycled, reused. Right? Anybody who lives in an area where your street light doesn't work because it's been stripped of copper wire knows how valuable copper can be. So they obviously take all the copper fittings, plumbing, and all that stuff out of there. I think also the whole point is not to have more debris and mess than necessary. And so it's a lot easier to take some of those other sides of the building and stuff off ahead of time. And obviously what's left is the part that doesn't easily come down.
And there might be some engineering behind how it pancakes too, that you want to get some of that out of there. I just got a text from somebody who says that they are at the top of the MGM Grand parking deck and there's no security around, or it doesn't appear to be, and that they think they're going to get away with watching it up there. And so we'll see how that plays out. I told them to let me know. And so we looking out the window, it does seem like there might be 100 or 200 people out on Tropicana in front of MGM Grand now.
Yeah, there's quite
and there are police out there, so maybe they are going to let them stand out there. But they better run like hell when that thing falls. Yeah. That dust is going to that Paradise Tower is going to just dust right there, because there are people all the way down to the pedestrian bridge that's closed.
Yeah, that bench is like totally full. There's a dozen people probably just on that bench right at the corner.
Yeah. So, and I see people who are standing further back too. So yeah, there could be 200 people out there now. And if the police are out, you think they'd run them off if they weren't going to let them stay there? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'd be like, go stare at the building and then 30 minutes before get out of here.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to tell there.
Otherwise, it would just be just to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah, and they
can't close these doors, to the MGM over here either.
Yeah, letting people get out until things happen, because we keep seeing cars pull out that exit too. Yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, this is John and Christina with Vegas Advantage. We are filming right now from the Oyo Casino Hotel. We are on the 18th floor. We got a room here through a media trade with Oyo.
Oh, I think
and so right now we have an amazing view of both of the Tropicana hotel towers here. In about an hour, they should be coming down. a little bit more than an hour. Before they come down, we should be seeing fireworks and drone shows to let us know that the implosion is impending and about to happen soon. So Bally's has paid for the shows, not how much it's known. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Whoops, I'm getting so many comments. I'm losing track of you guys. Sorry if I'm missing somebody in here. Yeah, it is crazy how quick they gutted everything and cleared everything out of there. Definitely, this was a fast operation. Which one is the Tropicana? The Tropicana is the two empty buildings with the Excalibur in between them.
Yeah, so they had two hotel towers, and so they'll both come down. One will start, and then 4 seconds later, the other one will go. Yeah. And they say within, I think, 22 seconds, it'll all be on the ground.
So hi, Neil from the UK. I'm glad you can join us. Well, tonight for us, I don't know what hour for you guys on that, and the two buildings and the front are all damaged. Yeah, that's because they're coming down. What time is it there? It's about 1:24 in the morning right now. 2:30 is the estimated time of the implosion. So somebody says Fox has a camera and a nearby billboard.
That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool. I guess it's kind of like a big screen view of the other. We have somebody else from Australia. Hi, Allison. Thanks for joining us.
They don't have to stay up all night to watch it.
Yes.
Because you figure in the East Coast, this will fall when people might be getting up for work, right? 5:30 in the morning, especially if it's late, 6 something. They might wait. My mom lives in Georgia. She might wake up. Oh, I got to see you live. And so, yeah, Dave, this is we remember the other two implosions, especially Riviera. One fun thing that I want to tell a little story about Riviera is our daughter was 7 or 8 years old at the time, and there was a little pinball Hall of Fame by the food court there, and she started enjoying it right about the time we knew it was going to close. They had the last liquidation sale we'll probably ever have. They let you wander all through the hotel. It was like an apocalypse hit the hotel. There was damaged furniture and people's room service from the last day still sitting out. I mean, it was really bizarre. You could go through the offices and people had rifled through all of their paperwork and who knows what people grabbed. But she went through there with me, and here she's an adult now, and she brings up all the time, I just love so much going in there. And then she got to watch the Monaco Tower blow up with us. So, yeah, this will be in that. We got an old friend here, and Christina loves implosion, and so do I. So, it's historic for us, and hopefully this feed comes out perfect and people will be able to watch this in 10, 20 years.
Yeah, Maximus is asking where this feed from. This feed is our own feed. So this is live from our hotel room here at Oyo Casino. We're on the 18th floor. I have a webcam attached to my laptop that is literally pressed right up against the glass of our window, wedged in there, ready to catch this entire view of the implosion. Like I said, in about an hour, both of these buildings should be coming down. We should get a great view. Here, fire alarm tech guys explain a little bit.
Yeah, I did see that.
Okay. Doesn't charge. Oh, sorry. The linear shape charge doesn't melt the steel. It just cuts it like a knife cuts butter. It doesn't melt it. Doesn't vaporize. It just slices through. So it's just a way
the integrity of it
dies. Yeah, heated copper is told. Yeah. So, like I said, that's why we asked for clarification.
Yeah, we're not the experts here, and I'm glad there were people here who could explain it better.
We're doing this based on what we kind of understood from an article we read, but we're not engineers, so we didn't fully understand what we read. So
I want to give a Spectator report here from MGM Grand. There aren't any. The police ran them all off. Okay, and so all those 100, 200 people that were standing along Tropicana Avenue by the MGM Grand exit, they aren't there anymore. Yeah. And Metro is scanning the sidewalk there. So there's a couple more police cars over there, it looks like. So that's not a good place to watch.
Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, excellent view. Yes, I am so excited about this view. Like I said, this is, how John and I are belatedly celebrating our anniversary is watching an implosion here from the Oyo hotel. We were lucky enough to get a room here on the 18th floor with just pretty much like an amazing lineup here to the buildings.
So for Dennis here, it's asked if it's true those buildings have been around for 67 years. The building that was the original hotel for Tropicana was that old or almost that old. It sat in front of the building you see to the right that has the big Miller sign on it. That was the Paradise Tower, which I finally got right. What?
They both have big Miller signs.
I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah. All right. I can't get that part right.
Go
so they were able to just take a bulldozer to it. I came down here and watched half of that one day. That was one of the first things they did. It was a little 3-story hotel tower. It was the oldest hotel on the Strip, I believe. Now it's the Travelodge across from Circus. Or you're right, or across Circus Drive from Circus. But I don't think anybody had stayed in that little 3-story motel since COVID. And they might have even been closed longer than that. I stayed in one of those rooms about 15, 16, 17 years ago, and it was a dump. It was so bad. It was so noisy also because the parking lot was right there. It used to be, I could have walked out the door and gone to the parking lot. They really were converted motel rooms that were shifted to become a regular hotel room. So those were the 67-year-old or maybe they were a little newer than that. These two towers you see here, and I might mix this up, but I believe the Paradise Tower was built in the late 70s, 79 sounds right. And that's the one on the right. And on the left, the Club Tower, mid-80s, 85?
86 is what fire alarm tech
86, okay.
Yeah.
All right, 79, 86. So that's the age of those towers there. And so, same with Riviera. Riviera opened in 1955. They had a 10-story, and they added on and made it a 12-story hotel. But then there were 3 other towers there that they added on and added on and added on. It was a really piecemeal, weird-looking property. And so, even though the property is that old, the hotel towers are not.
Yeah. Patchelby says the others outside are having bad connections. You have the best. Yeah, the OYO internet here is amazing. I did a speed check on it a few times before we get started, and yeah, it's like super fast internet here. So. I'm glad we have a great Wi-Fi connection. Like I said, as long as the Wi-Fi hangs on, we'll be live streaming this until the results are shown. After the dust settles and clears, this live stream will continue going. If for some reason there is a hiccup, we'll be taking backup footage on cell phones that will be posted shortly after the implosion. But fingers crossed, no hiccups or issues will be a problem. Like I said, the other implosions we've had nearby buildings luckily haven't had problems, so we're hoping that the same happens here. 67 years gone in 22 seconds. Yeah, it doesn't take long for the buildings to come down. Ben Clausen's asking, did you know about the secret passage underneath the towers for the celebrities?
No.
I did not know about that. No, it wouldn't surprise me, though, because I know a lot of them had other secret passages and stuff for, like, the money operations and stuff like that. Some of those used to come underground and stuff.
I've heard some stories downtown about some of the ways that they would get money, and I'm sure mobsters and whatever else, people who were trying to avoid the police or other people.
And Jonathan Barker mentions the only Tropicana casino we have left today is in Laughlin, Nevada, Clark County.
There's one in Atlantic City also.
Yeah, Tropicana's also, that one's
Caesars owns the one in Atlantic City.
Caesars owns
they own them both.
Yeah, they
own them both, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, Robert from Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining us. We got Midgie here from Hawaii and Dawn in Illinois. Thanks for joining us.
So the Tropicana in Indiana became a Bally's, I believe, right? It's a coincidence too, because Caesars already owned Southern Indiana, and so they were too close together. So when the El Dorado merger came, Bally's bought that. So that's kind of weird. So they ended up with 2 Tropicanas in separate transactions.
Yeah. Asked once again, when are they blowing it? In about an hour, the building should come down. We should see some fireworks and drone shows before everything officially blows up. We're mentioned here Atlantic City has one too. Worcester Hotel is next. We don't like to make speculations like that. Somebody's saying 2:30. That's when things are going to do. Best coverage of all YouTubers. Thanks for trying. We're not always super active here on YouTube because a lot of our stuff is text-based, but I just couldn't turn down this opportunity. Funny enough, this was actually supposed to be our second live stream because a year ago I was supposed to live stream our 93 casinos. But I learned the hard way that time that even when YouTube approves you for live streaming, it still requires another 24-hour window after you say, yes, I'd like to, before they let you. And so I missed out on that last year. So I definitely couldn't turn this down this year. So super excited to be here for For those of you once again joining us just now, we are on the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel and Casino, looking at both the Tropicana casino towers that are going to come down in less than an hour if all goes well as planned. Hello, Jim, from the UK. Good morning to you. Yeah, your morning's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Mine is going to, well, I haven't slept yet, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we went to a convention today.
Yeah, we were G2E earlier this morning. So we spend our morning networking to spend our evening watching stuff blow up. So, yes, thank you. We're being told at Yumiko, we have the best views of anyone live right now. That is really awesome to hear because we worked really hard to make sure that we had an amazing views. Oh, that's a shame that you lost your video of the Stardust implosion with your boys there, Mel. I definitely know that, like I said, our daughter got to watch 2 implosions with us, and she still talks about them. On our YouTube channel, we actually had a little short that we used to show that we were going to do this with some clips of the other 2 implosions. If you turn the audio on and you listen to the voice in the video, that's our daughter. I think in one clip she's like, she says, blow it up already, because she was getting impatient because Riviera, they put off fireworks and fireworks and more fireworks and more fireworks, and then they set off some more fireworks, and by the time they were done setting off fireworks, she was just ready to watch that thing blow up. So that was definitely fun memory. So yeah, even when your kids are young, it's awesome to be able to come and take them to these unique experiences. Good morning. We have somebody in from Australia. All right, I need to read these faster because I'm so behind.
You're
all right. Well, but it keeps moving because
yeah.
I did. Sorry. Yeah, don't stand close to the window. Air pressure is positive building. Some window gets hit by a truck. Yeah, we'll definitely won't be too close. The camera's propped up against the window, so we got it recording on that and saying Nevada's in Pacific time for those asking. So another hour here, and we will be less than an hour. And we're watching this blow up. All right, some of these are people answering questions I'm too slow to get to. Thank you for those of you helping.
Yes, we are in the danger zone. Oyo says if you leave the property, you can't come back. You can't stand outside. They have security people everywhere. And if you wanted to watch it outside, they told you had to go a quarter mile, half mile towards the airport.
Yeah, how far are we? Probably not a football field away.
Yeah, the club tower to the left there is 300 to 400 feet away, maybe. And the other one's 800-900 feet, I guess. Yeah. And we were about 700 or 800 feet from the Riviera's Monaco Tower implosion. And the small buildings were called the bungalows, and they were open after COVID, just one wing. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So they closed some of them, but not all of them. Okay.
Yeah. 30 minutes might be to the beginning of the drone shows and stuff like that. But 2:30 Pacific time was the estimated time they gave us on there. Do slow motion on iPhone if you have one. That would be pretty cool to see if we could do that. All right. Stayed in the bungalow way back when. It was awesome. The elevator shaft is a typical problem if there is one. Yeah, we've seen that with the others where some of them have had to be knocked down later or whatnot. From the sounds of things, that's a pretty common issue. All the blast zones are covered up. Yeah, somebody mentioned earlier, and I think I missed it, and I apologize that that the copper, the explosion stuff's underneath the black. So that's what those are. Those are the implosion spots on the building that are covered up there.
If I understand correctly, it's to contain everything. To keep it from blowing out.
From blowing out. All right, we have somebody else. Carl is also watching their UK. Welcome. Is the gift shop still open? Yeah, I think you had to buy your souvenirs already for the Tropicana. Hello there, Yuko from Central Texas. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, fireworks at 2. Yeah, we're told that somewhere 15 minutes or so before the implosion that those will start off. Hello from Prescott, Arizona. So welcome to joining us. So thank you, Dasha, for logging in with us tonight. Hello from LA, Brooklyn Lakes in 90s from Dubs 3030. Thanks for joining us. So 2 buildings are blowing up tonight. They just turned the lights off on them. Oh, they keep going on. Flicking lights on and off. So both the buildings with the red banners, the ones that look pretty much like parking garages with some kind of like the black, I don't know, kind of reminds me of like when you get the bad folding tables, right? You probably put a little skirting kind of on them to make them look pretty or whatnot on there. Those are the two buildings that are going to blow up. The one furthest, or the one on the right, is supposed to implode first. And then seconds later, the one on the left, which is closer to us, is then supposed to go. So yeah, so both of those are supposed to go. Part of where we have this awesome zoomed out view. Where are we? We are once again on the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel and Casino. So here we have a webcam going with a view of both these buildings, propped up, ready, and ready to go. Yeah, hopefully the wind holds its direction. I leave northeast 3 miles. Yeah, they've warned us about dust warnings across the valley for about 24 hours due to this. It's kind of a mix on the wind. You kind of want it to move fast enough to get everything out of here, but not so fast that it becomes a bigger problem with the debris either. I have a wish list for... All right, not speculating on who's going or not. Why are they doing this in the middle of the night? Because they have to close all the roads in the area around us. It's really hard for them to do this in the middle of the day because they literally have all of Las Vegas Boulevard closed down. You can see some emergency vehicles driving up and down it on occasion. But nobody right now is driving between us and Excalibur. You see that down there on Las Vegas Boulevard. The roads on either side of us are also closed. Reno Avenue to the south of us, and what's the road to the north of us here?
Tropicana.
Tropicana.
We've been up a long time.
So the roads are pretty much closed around here, so there's not a lot of that way they have the room for the debris and stuff to go. So on that end of things. So yes, we are super excited about the room. Oh my gosh, things keep going too fast on here.
So they are no longer allowing people to even exit MGM Grand on Tropicana anymore. They're forcing them around, and I think we discovered that it comes out by Top Golf on Koval, right? The parking deck, because the police have it blocked off. They've ran all the pedestrians off. So yeah, that's going to be the end of even. The only people out here were coming out of MGM Grand.
So hello from Vancouver. There'll be a new museum built for the casino artifacts of the past. It'll be a bigger building to accommodate. Yeah, it's hard to tell. I know that in Vegas, a lot of different artifacts go to a lot of different places and stuff around here. I don't know what the Neon Boneyard or whatnot may or may not have ended up with and that kind of stuff.
I imagine they ended up with a couple of Tropicana signs.
Yeah.
They had an old one already when they rebranded the logo.
Are the rooms at Oyo they're bad? We've heard mixed reviews. We have a pretty decent room here. It's it's not super new because obviously it's an older hotel, but everything's in pretty decent shape. Bed's clean. It's super spacious in this room.
It exceeded my expectations. I mean, that's because I had heard some bad reviews, and I don't see it's not a 5-star resort, but there's nothing wrong with it. It just depends on what you want. We knew this would be a perfect view, and we're going to leave here. We're just here for the live stream, really. But I wouldn't see any problem if we couldn't get out of here, spend the night in a hotel room. It wouldn't bother me.
It's La Quinta quality.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're on a road trip and you go check into an average hotel, that's what we're in right now.
So implosion happens at 2:30. Once again, there should be some drones and fireworks ahead of time. Yeah, we weren't sure if those were drones staged or fireworks staging.
There's a
we noticed
shed
that
you can
earlier.
barely see in the middle there if you get close to the window. They had several vehicles, one with a trailer that they loaded up a trailer with. It's too dark to see. There were headlights with there, and then they drove it over there, and they unloaded the trailer. You still see the trailer over there.
Yeah, So hello, Patrick from the Netherlands and John T from Melbourne. Nice to see some of you guys from the other side of the globe here coming in and watching this implosion with us.
And Joe's playing poker at the Venetian while we're doing this.
So hello.
Hope it's a good game.
I hope your game's going well there. Ben says he saw the Sands implosion from my camcorder.
You can see them lighting up now.
Oh yeah, so they're lighting up the drones now. So that's not a fireworks show over there.
Are those drones?
I should get a video on my cell phone from that while you're doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the big boom here.
It's right across the crosswalk from MGM.
Yeah, hello from Bellagio. Hello, Daniela. Things are well over there with you. What is the status for the stadium? Who knows? Are the hotels next to it evacuated, or are there people inside? Well, we're in the hotel next to the hotel that's about to implode. So they're keeping people off the streets and the walkways in the area, but they allowed OYO to continue to keep their hotel and stuff here open. The surrounding other hotels and stuff are also open and available. It looks like pretty much the best way to be viewing this is those of us that were able to snag a hotel room with a view. Yeah, we know we're in the danger zone, but you know, sometimes you just gotta have some fun. Hello there from Germany. Glad you could join us. Here, Nancy said she stayed at the Tropicana starting in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Last stay at the Tropicana was 2003. Sad day. All right, so we said, all right, somebody's very insistent on taking shots at Circus. Their amusement park's pretty cool inside there, though. Let's see, video. Bob Moses says, I live just down the street. This is a good view. Yes, we're definitely excited about this view here. See someone below the banner. Yeah, I don't know that. I know that with like the Clear and the other ones, they do like walkthroughs and stuff through these two before they blow them up to make sure people are out. So it's hopefully the people we see in there, the people that are making sure that the building is cleared and ready to go, and not people that are causing problems. Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry, guys, for having a hard time keeping up with you here. All right. See some feeds from across the street at Excalibur and Luxor. Y'all be interested to see the explosion from the other angles.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit YouTube and see other people from doing. We've got this angle, and I'm sure there's good ones from other ways. I saw somebody's picture from MGM Grand that looked like a nice angle too.
Yeah. So. I don't know. Where
So the Dunes was Bellagio's on the property that's the Dunes now, so that's been going since the late 90s.
Yeah. Great view, thanks. Yes, we're super excited. What happened to the small Tropicana parking garage? Is it still there? I think
they already took it down.
Yeah.
The smaller structures were all taken down by heavy equipment. They didn't need to. They might have needed a little dynamite to blow the bottom of them off, but they're long gone, 2 or 3 months, I believe.
Yeah, most of this is pretty much all that's left of the Tropicana property are these two gutted out hotel buildings.
The tower on the right, the Paradise Tower, had the casino underneath it. So the bottom floor of that was once upon a time the casino, it's a part of it at least. But everything else is gone. There's no remnant of any casino. What they call the bungalows, which I learned tonight, those are all gone. The parking structures, the parking lot has been totally dug up. In the bottom of the picture, you might be able to see some of the piles of asphalt and concrete that I'm sure they're going to use for millings to build roads or whatever else with. So yeah, really, it's just these 2 buildings left on the property. Otherwise, it's destroyed.
All right. So hello, we got a hello from Columbus, Ohio, and North Shore. Thanks for joining us, guys. Nice view. Yes, we're super. All right. Some of these people are inviting and answering other questions that we've already discussed. Yeah. This is through a window, right? Not a balcony. Yes, they actually came in and made sure that our window was not able to open earlier tonight. They actually made sure that the windows were screwed shut. Earlier tonight, our window actually did open when we first checked in. We weren't planning on keeping the window open for the implosion because, well, big cloud dust. But I did take advantage and wash both sides of the window, so we have a really great view here. So yeah, this is through a window up the OYO. We're on the 18th floor of the OYO Hotel and Casino here. So yeah, this is the view of our window and for our room. So yes, we're super excited about this view that we have. Yeah, we've heard that there's some good views from the MGM also. This MGM Grand, I know, was charging a pretty penny for their rooms that were facing this way also.
$1,500, I think, when I looked it up last.
Yeah.
Plus, with the resort fees, $50, right? That would be anything they got you for $1,500 on Tuesday night.
When they're going to blow it up. So once again, if those of you who are just joining us, this is John and Christina with Vegas Advantage. We're at Oyo Hotel and Casino on the 18th floor, getting ready to watch the Tropicana Casino Hotel Towers implode. Counting down about 40 minutes is the estimated time of implosion, but we should definitely see some drones, fireworks, and some other excitement happening before the actual implosion. So we have another hi from Denver, Colorado. Hi, Tiffany. I'm not sure. Are we really supposed to do this at like noon on a Saturday? I'm not sure. It's because, all right. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, that is a true statement.
Well, I'm enjoying a drink right now.
Yeah, we're consuming a few beverages here. What's the other buildings? I'm not sure what other buildings you're talking about. There's 2 buildings here stripped down, ready to implode. Everything else is another casino in the background. So hello from San Jose. Hi, thanks Glenn for joining us tonight. Yeah. So Benson James, we're just there to get back in Alaska. Well, glad we can share our view with you.
So I didn't see the person walking the banner here. The question, I guess, is from the property out here. But they are inspecting it. They're making sure that everything's perfect. I'm sure they're going back and make sure all the explosives are set up correctly, and probably more importantly, that nobody's squatting in them, which we talked about earlier happened with the Clarion Debbie Reynolds implosion, where they had to delay it because people got in the building right before the implosion.
So, all right. Hello again from the UK. Got multiple people from the UK logging in with us tonight. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining. I don't know. I haven't been anywhere else where they've imploded stuff, so I don't know what the rules are for other locations. I've got somebody from Toronto, Canada. Hello. Thanks for joining us, Richard. Hawthorne, just make sure, that's last minute walking through for safety measures. Like I said, we're not professionals on the implosion. We're not engineers on that end, but we have been this is our 3rd one now. So just through patterns of behavior, we've kind of been able to determine that, they have to make sure they walk through these things one last time on that end of things. So if you're seeing somebody, my guess is there, because like I said, we've had, when the Clarion imploded, there actually were people that weren't supposed to be in the building, and then that was what delayed the implosion there, making sure they got everybody out. David says hello from Sydney, Australia. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, you guys can continue to debate yourselves in the comments there. I'll leave you at it. So yes, we're at the Oyo. I know Cluster Clam reviews. I feel like we're pretty close. Part of the thing is I wanted to make sure I had both buildings in the camera shot, as well as oh my gosh, I lost my place again.
It's further down.
That's further down. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I don't know where I am. No, we're lost. I lost my spot again. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Because we were below this or whatnot, because I haven't read these things up here yet. So, all right. Hello to you. If I have missed you, I apologize.
We had a lot of comments at once in the screen.
It's making the screen jump up fast. So thanks for everybody.
But we're happy to have the comments. But occasionally it just goes, all right, we're going to skip 15 comments.
Since Bally's also doing a live stream, I'm not surprised that they're trying to something
part of their public relations type thing, right?
So,
and the A's are out here too. I saw the media, which is south of us by about a half a mile, that they are the A's are over there also doing a public relations event. I mean, it's their events like with LBCV at Riviera, right? It's taking the best advantage of it.
All right. All right, another friend here. Right, hi from Captain Frank Mello in Melbourne, Australia. Hello. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Someone's not an A's fan.
Yeah, a couple of those. We're not on the rooftop. We're in a room. So those of you just joining us, we are in the Oyo Hotel on the 18th floor. We're in a room. This is our live webcam stream. It is coming at you from a camera literally smashed up against the window of our hotel room so we can have the best, most stable view that we can get of the implosion. So this is the view from our room. We're hoping that shortly we should be seeing some drones, fireworks, and other fun, and the building should be coming down in a little bit more than a half hour if all goes as planned.
There are police all over Tropicana Avenue now.
Yes.
Yeah, they're making sure nobody's going to be out there.
So we have a hello from Phoenix. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Somebody else from California, another from Phoenix. Hello. Thanks for joining us. If your local party starts at 10, go down to 5. I don't know. Some of us locals just go to bed early. This is a pretty late night for us.
And this is perfect weather for an implosion. That's for sure.
Yes.
No, very little wind, and yeah. And if anybody is outside, it's not too cold. I think it's supposed to be mid-70s when the implosion happens.
So, all right, we have a hello from
79 with 2 mile an hour wind.
Okay. Yeah, 2 mile an hour. Oh,
2.
that's perfect. Because if it was 20, they wouldn't have it.
Right.
Yeah. So
we're catching up. I think it popped on me again.
you can take a break.
Yeah.
Okay. Here,
I'm gonna let you
all right.
run that for a moment.
Christina's going on break. So this is John. I'm gonna run the control here for a moment, and gonna take me a moment to catch up here. Well, and so hello to everyone here. And just to remind, we're at Oyo here. We did a marketing agreement with them. They were wonderful to work with us here, and we ended up on the only floor higher than us are the suite. So we didn't get one of those. We're in a standard room. On the 18th floor, like I said, it's only 19 stories tall. Everything's been shut down out there, so that's why it looks like it's a still shot unless you see somebody wandering around because the roads are all closed. Christina does a much better job of this than I did trying to keep up with this. So someone says they just got booted from the New York parking lot, right? Yeah. I guess somebody else who was doing a live stream. Somebody's watching from their bed. Well, thank you for having us. And somebody else from Australia.
And put us in your bed.
Yeah. Dust is the worst thing about Vegas demolition parties. Absolutely. Like we said earlier, we watched the Riviera one from Spring Hill Suites from the parking deck, but we had a room there when the dust cloud got to us, or was getting to us. We ran and got in the elevator, got back to the room, and I think we partied another couple of hours after that. Yeah, cops are making sure nobody tries to catch a souvenir. Yeah, and we are getting a lot of comments here. And honestly, Christina had an hour and a half advantage on here, so I'm going to turn this back over to her because she was doing a much better job. Admittedly, see, sometimes you just admit that. But I wasn't able to catch up with you. Yeah. So sorry everyone if I missed you, but it was going by faster than I could keep up.
So Christina's the expert there.
Yeah, sorry that you're annoyed by our slow mo chat, but I have to keep up with you guys some way. And honestly, I was worried about somebody hitting us up with a whole bunch of comments all at once. So just type a lot of words in your one comment, and then you don't have to worry about the fact that you got to wait 60 seconds for the next one.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at. I'm just going to start where I'm looking at the screen. If John missed you and I missed you, I apologize. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
And I apologize because I definitely missed some comments.
And those of you that are just joining us tonight, this is John and Christina with Vegas Advantage. We are player advocates here in Las Vegas. We try to help people find the best deals on gambling that you can for the lowest limit possible here in Las Vegas. On that end, so we are here in the Oyo Hotel and Casino on the 18th floor with a live webcam streaming of the Tropicana buildings. We should hopefully be seeing a drone show, fireworks here. I don't know, in the next 20 minutes. And we should hopefully be watching both these buildings start to fall in a little more than a half hour if all goes as planned.
And I'm going to give a shout out to Brad. I got your text. I just wanted to say hello. Thanks for staying up late with us.
Yes.
All right. I see a whole lot of states on here. Sorry that if I'm missing you. I see some New York, some more Hawaii, some Ohio here, Las Vegas, born and raised. Farewell to Trop. Watching from my bed in Las Vegas. That's part of why we did this. We knew not everybody want to come out and watch this, so we figured we'd give the opportunity for those that didn't have a chance to come out and see this. So yeah, we're definitely excited. Hello from Hawaii. Hello from Boulder City. Another hello from Australia. So my favorite was the Bellagio. They filmed it for the movie Casino. Riviera was the one that was in the movie. That's actually the fun part about going through the Riviera before the implosion. If you've seen the movie Casino, you get to actually go to. We got to experience some of the scenes of the movie and stuff.
The ballroom where the wedding happened was on the top floor of the Monaco Tower,
as well as the
room where they meet, where Joe Pesci meets. I'm going to get the characters wrong, but where the first meeting took place when the East Coast came to. Yeah. Anyway, I know.
And then their suite and stuff.
But the suite, because you can see Westgate in the background, you can see Landmark in the background because it still existed back then.
Yeah.
I think
have Sinatra music playing. Yeah, it's hard with the music. I'm never sure with the.
Ace Rose. Oh.
Never sure with YouTube and stuff like that sometimes. Hello from Hawaii. So glad that you guys are enjoying our view here. Another hello from Hawaii, from Maui there. Thanks for joining us. A hello from Italy. Thanks for joining us. It's really cool to see all the different people from around the world joining our live stream tonight. John, you sound like a pro announcer. Go ahead and call it.
I couldn't read as fast as I needed to.
It is really hard to keep up with this because it scrolls with you for a while, and then the next thing you know, it jumps up 2 screens, and it's hard to find the timestamp that I left up on that end of things. Howdy from Brooksville, Florida. Thanks for your effort, view, and broadcast. Thanks for joining us. Glad that we could help you see this view. How much left till the implosion? Well, unfortunately, with these things, you never know for sure. Hopefully, we should be seeing some drones and fireworks soon, and an implosion in about a half hour. Hello from New York City. Oh my gosh, my time jump again. This is all right. Some of you guys are writing lots of comments. We're making it hard now. Hi from North Dakota. No, I didn't say no. But someone else. Hi from Fort Worth, Texas. Hi from Los Angeles. Hi, North Dakota. Hi, Wales. UK. We are not live on Facebook. We are only live here on YouTube. We're still newbies at this, so figured we wouldn't do this too many places all at the same time. Hi from Texas, North Dakota, so Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a cab driver stunned how many people did not know. Told all I could. So Gino says best view seen all night. So thanks. We tried really hard to make sure that we got an amazing view for this live stream. Like I said, for those of you just joining us, we're up in the Oyo Hotel on the 18th floor with our view here of the Tropicana. We're waiting for the implosion. Hopefully 30 minutes or less. We're going to watch these buildings come down. I got a hi from Northern California. Hello from Boise. Hello from Savannah, Georgia. I got a hello from New York. Angela says, good to hear your voice, John, my old friend.
Oh, hi. Yep. Hi, Angela. we worked together 25 years ago, yes.
Okay. We have hello from Redondo Beach, California.
There is not a whole lot going on out here. I'm kind of surprised. There was a lot of activity before the other 2 implosions on the lot. There's no way to know. I guess maybe get on like Twitter or something to find. Has anybody seen anything on other social media? I see them still working on the drones over there by where the exit on Tropicana used to be, but I don't see a few cars driving around on the parcel behind it.
Yeah. As Vegas Bradley here tells us, we'll have a great view of the Luxor in a few minutes.
Yeah, that's what we were joking about earlier. See,
we'll see the light be able
when the
to,
club tower's gone, it'd be perfect.
I
do love how Excalibur is centered perfectly between the two. I mean, almost perfectly between the two buildings.
Yeah, from our view here.
Very soon there'll be nothing obstructing the right side of it there.
So hello to all of you new joining. Trying to keep up with the comments. I'm sorry they're going by so fast, so I missed you. I apologize. But hello, Larry, there from California. Car Wash Chanel from Utah. Hello, thanks for joining us. We have another from Sydney, Australia. I feel like Australia's doing a good job representing on this thread tonight.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us. So less than 30 minutes. These should be going off. Like I said, we're pretty much waiting to see the drone show start and fireworks get ready here.
The police and security are still down below us in the lot here. They're stationed about every 200 feet. There's a Metro Police officer car. Metro Police car, I guess, yeah. But yeah, there is just nothing going on out there.
So yeah, everything's pretty much cleared off the streets around us, which obviously is good for the impending implosion, because people being off the streets means we're closer to implosion time. So I got a hello from Oklahoma, Phoenix, Dallas, Texas. Thank you for joining us. I got a Brentford, Ontario. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, sorry for those of you in Florida, you're not having as much fun here as we are. Wish you guys all really the best and hope you guys all stay safe. Those that didn't have a chance to get out of those areas, we're definitely hoping the best for you guys there. Watching from England. So thanks for joining us. Lucky enough to visit Vegas in 1999. I'd love to return one day soon.
Yeah, I've seen several people comment about how some of the streamers outside here aren't having a good connection. I've noticed on my cell phone.
The cell phone towers are probably
overloaded, and when I try to do stuff on my phone on the towers, it's not working out too well. So Oyo gets an A+ on this internet connection.
So we have a hello from Taiwan, and we have a Ukraine and Las Vegas wife and husband team watching. Thanks for joining us.
I know a bunch of people who read the media.
My feed jumped on me again here. Sorry, guys. Trying to find where I left off. Hello from Miami. Anyone having the morning coffee watching this? Yeah, there's some, East Coasters and beyond there that can be waking up and enjoying their morning this way with an implosion. We got lights they're panning the lights on the club tower again out there. We got some more from Australia.
So I just got a text from a friend who says they're letting them stay on top of the MGM parking deck, but he sent me a picture and it's a little bit obstructed. It might be a lot of bit obstructed actually looking at it. It looks like they can see the Paradise Tower, but not the club tower very easily, based on the camera angle that I got here. Because maybe. But yeah, so I guess if you're in that area, that might be a safe spot, though you never know what they might do 10 minutes before the implosion.
So
the dust is going to head right that way.
Christy says, I got married in Las Vegas. Ironically, John and I got married in the #2 wedding capital in the United States. We didn't get married here in Las Vegas. We got married in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
We lived in Georgia at the time, so...
But our first anniversary trip was to Las Vegas, and that's what eventually drew us here in the long run. We have another hello from Malibu. Hi, thanks for joining us. Hello from Pennsylvania, Lake Havasu, Arizona, Paris, Illinois, Maricopa, Arizona. Thanks, hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Asbestos, yes, they warned us. That's why they actually came in earlier to make sure our window was sealed and we couldn't have it open to avoid the dust and the asbestos that might come blowing our way after this implosion. Another hello from the UK. Hi from Yorktown. Hello from Ireland. We got Las Cruces, New Mexico, Ontario, Canada, Rio Grande Valley, Texas. Hello. Somebody says there's a huge crowd on the sidewalk in front of Luxor. I don't know if they're letting us stay there, or I said we can't really see the Luxor real well from us. There's a building in the way, at least temporarily. Hello from Arkansas.
Yeah, I can't see that. Nobody's in front of Excalibur for sure. We can see that pretty clear.
Vernon, Texas, New Zealand, more Australia.
There's a lot of spotlights on the club tower here.
Yeah,
I wonder
good
if
timing
that's
for the Aussies. Yes, we're definitely noticing the good timing for the Aussies. So thanks for joining us and watching our stream here. Like I said, we should hopefully be seeing some activity soon. And watching these buildings come down in about 20 minutes. Somebody is watching with us from Kentucky, Nevada. Welcome. I'm at the airport VIP parking lot, Tropicana in Koval. Hello from Glasgow, Scotland. Hello. Where are you? All right. So those of you that are just joining us, we are on the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel. This is where we're getting our live stream view. This is our personal web camera plugged into our laptop with the stream going. So super excited to have a chance to live stream and share this experience with you. Yeah, spotlights coming on the building again. John, do you remember which one was 79, which one was 86 now? We talked about it earlier, but now I don't remember.
So somebody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but the one closest to Las Vegas Boulevard and Tropicana with the Paradise Tower, right? I believe that was the first one in 79. And then 85 was the club tower to the left here. They make the most sense, too. You would think they'd build that as close to the intersection as possible, wouldn't you think, instead of having it so far back?
Yeah, it would make sense that would be the closer one. So we have another Australia. Hello from Brisbane.
So I'm not seeing any mentions on social media from people in the media viewing area that this is running late. That doesn't mean it isn't. I also saw that the police are allowing people in front of Luxor, and I saw pictures of some pretty large crowds.
Okay, so they're allowing people a little bit on some of the sidewalks.
Hundreds or maybe even more than 1,000.
I wonder if they figure that maybe Luxor was out of the dust cloud area enough, and that's where the media is on the other side of that, so it's kind of hard to limit Luxor.
Yeah, they're a little further than the media staging area is.
But I could see where Excalibur's too close there. So, hello from Bangkok. Glad you're able to join us. Hello from New York City. We got some more. Hello from Pasadena, California. Yeah, I think it's a little late if you left your chips in your hotel room. I think they're going to go with the building if somebody didn't already take them first. I also always like watching implosions. So Nancy says she won $3,000 on dollar slots and a big bottle of champagne, and my picture in front of the machine with gold sevens. Great memories. Definitely sounds like a fun win. We have a hello from Ridgecrest, California. Good morning and hello from Winter Haven, Florida. From Vernon, Texas. Ironton, Ohio. Nice spot for an NBA team. Oh. Hello from Wisconsin. Hello from Mars. Nice that you could join us. Hi from Las Vegas. I'm glad you're able to watch us from another spot in the valley here. All right, we have some more highs from Iran in Irving, California, and Ireland. And somebody from Scotland, hello.
So I also wonder where all these people are parking too, because one of the things is that you don't want to be parked too close to this.
Yeah.
And if there's thousands of people out there, plus the people already in the hotels, You remember how disgusting our car was the morning after the Riviera implosion?
Yeah, because when we watched the Riviera implosion, we didn't have a place to hide. We just had the ability to roll up the windows on the car and turn off the the outside circulating air or whatnot, and hence why we planned for the hotel escape when the Riviera imploded. So those of you worried, yes, there'll be lots of asbestos. That's part of why we got a hotel room, so we don't have to worry about hiding from that. It's hard here, so we'll be in our room here. So those of you just joining us, we are on the 18th floor of the Oyo Hotel and Casino. We're hoping that shortly here we should see a drone show starting. And after the drone show and the fireworks, then we should be watching those two hotel towers come down. Christy says, I'd rather be at the Stratosphere drinking right now. We got a hello from Sacramento, California. Thank you for joining us. We got South Carolina. Thanks for joining us. Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Thanks for joining us. Thanks. Hello from France. Good day from Australia. Another France, California. All right. Thanks. Falling asleep in Tennessee. Another hi from Maricopa, Arizona. All right. Oh, my screen is jumping on me again here. So sorry if I missed your hello. We are definitely glad that you are joining us tonight. Like I said, we are hoping that the drone show starts soon, because the drone show means that we get to watch some buildings implode quickly. So welcome to all of you that have joined us. I apologize if I've missed your hello. I'm trying to glance through here and questions and see if I've missed anything on here. Oh, we got a hello from Black Hills of South Dakota. Hello.
We lived up there for about 5 years.
So,
Johnson Siding, if you are familiar with that.
So, save the trap. It's not too late. I think it's a little too late.
Bring back that $25 3-2 double.
Hello from Mesa, Arizona. Hello from Indy, Orange County, California. We got a Kiwi watch from New Zealand. Thanks for watching. Manchester, England. Portland, Oregon. Portsmouth, UK. Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you, all of you guys, for joining us tonight. We're super excited to get to bring you this live stream of this Tropicana implosion. Really counting down minutes, hopefully now.
You know what gives me a little hope that we're getting close is if you look out here. I mean, I know that the stream, you can't see it. There are only about half as many police cars out there along Tropicana Avenue, Las Vegas Boulevard, than there were 30 minutes ago. So my guess from that is that there's a bit of a sign there. I mean, it could be they're needed elsewhere and they've already run everybody off from over here. But it seems like things are really quiet out there, and they're still letting people come out of MGM to go to the back entrance. So you think that they would stop that if something was about to start. So I'll keep an eye on that, because that's probably going to be the biggest tell of them all. The MGM valet exit will no longer have cars coming out of it.
All right, so hopefully soon. They're still spotlighting the buildings and stuff there, finishing clearing out streets. So we got some more Las Vegas people checking in with us. Thanks for joining us. What's going on here? We're about to watch two buildings blow up, implode. The Tropicana Casino hotel towers are coming down in hopefully about 15 minutes. I guess a little longer since our drone show here hasn't started. Hopefully within the hour, we'll go watch two buildings implode and come down right here in front of us on this live stream. Hello from Berlin, Germany. Thanks for joining us. San Diego, California. Thanks for joining us. Another UK. Yes, this is gonna. The plan for this lot is to be the future a stadium as well as a casino property for Bally's. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. Hello from Scottsdale, Arizona. Thanks for joining us. Hello from Montana and Guam. Thanks for joining us. Ventura County, California. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I guess. Sorry. Are people allowed to stand on the Tropicana roof? I'm going to say no. You guys are asking crazy questions. All right. Hello from, I don't know, it's more England and Australia, California. Thanks for joining us. Hello from Northern Arizona, Portland, Oregon, Athens, Greece, Washington, Sacramento, Navajo Nation. Thanks for joining us. Hello from Nellis Air Force Base. Oh, and then I'm going to go from, it's going to flash too soon to it's not going to cooperate with going. All right. There we go. Hello from Ohio. No. You're not freezing on me now, are you?
Is it freezing?
No, I think the chat is giving